Dennis Gates is all up in his feels, bro. Oh, my goodness. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo. What's up? Oh, it's the, what happened? What happened? It's, the luscious locks have been chopped off. If you're in Discord, you would know, but you're not in Discord if this is a surprise to you, or maybe you missed it. But I got faded up, baby. Oh, it's so fresh and so clean. And I've got a wedding to go to here in a little bit, so, you know. All right. Yeah, Arkansas completes the sweep over the Missouri Tigers. Let me get this out of the way here. Oh, that's just my headset for Helldivers 2. If you don't know, you should know. Let me just put that over there. All right. We're going to have to take down the gold chain. I think we all know who's going to get it, but we're going to discuss this. What an ugly – it's almost like a tale of 4 different games in one game. Like, Arkansas starts this game off terribly. I mean, nobody had a point in the first, almost 3.5 minutes or whatever it was. It was pretty gross basketball on both ends of the floor. But Arkansas come to life. They're about, underneath about 12 or 11 minutes or so to go in the first half. They come to life. They go on a nice little, I want to say it was about maybe a 13-2 scoring run. They held Mizzou for a good chunk of that first half scoreless. Almost 4 minutes, Mizzou went scoreless. Mizzou had a couple of really bad minutes. I mean, they're so bad. They're so bad. That's what Gates should be pissed off about. This team maybe a historic bad. I mean, like worse than Vanderbilt bad years bad. It's not good. That's what they should be pissed off about. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody who's coming around. You guys are awesome. For those of you who do routinely come through, and I know basketball season, it's hard to get excited about it, but what happened today was pretty exciting. I thought Battle had a ball game. If you missed it, you missed excellent basketball by Battle. He just went off, and it was so fun to watch. It's nice to see a spark from somebody, and we know Tremont Mark, my goodness, did he start off bad. He started off quite terribly. Mark had 1 point in the first half, which obviously he got at the free throw line. It was atrocious ball by him, and yeah. All right, shout out to the sponsors. Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. They'll show up. Free estimates, baby. Take a look at your door. Take a look at your garage door. 24/7, 365 days a year emergency service they also offer. Better than best results. 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. And Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria on Emma Street. Come on, if you're in town for the baseball game. No, you're not, because they're in Texas. What am I talking about? When you come to, maybe you're here for the basketball game, or maybe you will when Arkansas comes back home to play a little baseball and you're in town. Maybe you'll stop by the Odd Soul on Emma Street in Springdale and tell them Tuss Talk with Ty sent you. Great pies. We've got their menu in our Discord. We got their link to their website. Delicious. Great environment. Great place to watch a game. Arkansas, again, not very inspiring basketball to start this thing off. And then they did it in the second half too, where I think they went a couple of minutes. I think they went like a couple of minutes to begin the second half with only like a couple of points, like some wasted possessions. Not super great. Again, just really strange basketball. And it kind of looked like there for a moment in the first half where Mizzou was going to go on a nice little run. Oh, shit. Ty got a haircut. He did indeed. Susie Schwartz comes through the super chat. Nice haircut. Thank you, Susie. And you know what? That's about how much this haircut cost. You want to guess where I got my haircut? It was in Fayetteville. Miz went on a 12-2 run. Miz did do that, and I think that was in the second half. They also had a nice Arkansas had it was about I want to say it was about a 14-4 run in the first half. Missouri, when you go 4 minutes without scoring a point, it's obviously not and they still managed to hang around, which was pretty impressive, all things considered. Neither team was shooting very well. I thought Devo's defense was mostly – we're seeing better defensive minutes out of him. We may not be getting much on the scoreboard. Again, it's crazy how much different his game is this year compared to last. He's obviously regressed quite a bit. But he ended up with 8 points. He got into some foul trouble. I thought a couple of fouls on him were a little soft, but for the most part, he threw a pretty big fit, and it's like, come on, bro, just let it go. I mean, a lot of fouls in this game. 28 committed by Mizzou, 22 by Arkansas. We knew this was going to be what it was. We knew this. We knew that this was going to get out of hand. Let's go over the numbers here really quick. And again, shout out to Patreon supporters. Oh, we got another super chat. Hang on, let me read this. How about them Hogs sweeping Missouri in baseball, having a strikeout performance against Oregon State with Hagen Smith? Yeah, I wanted to talk about Hagen here in just a minute. Ty Brannon says, "I'll drink to this game. Actual momentum feels like it. I don't want to sell too hard. You should have beat Mississippi State on the road, which is a tough thing to do. Okay, you kind of feel like maybe now they've hit the reset button a little bit, or is it that?" They played Missouri. What about it? They're horrible. They're a horrible basketball team. I would argue going on the road to beat A&M is pretty damn impressive. You swept two teams this year, all things considered, how bad things are. You swept a quality opponent in Texas A&M who, yes, has underachieved, but they're still – I had them coming into the season, just looking at their roster top to bottom. I do like their coach. I think he's a decent coach. He's a good fit for A&M. A&M is not a – listen, A&M's not a school that's ever made it past the Sweet 16. Okay, sometimes you just got to accept who you are, and A&M has got to accept who they are in basketball. Okay, that's not necessarily true. No university should or ever settle for who you are, but A&M certainly has. I think he's a decent fit for them, and he's gone on some pretty interesting runs in his time there. But sweeping him this year and them kind of when it seems like they're coming to life, pretty impressive. Now you come home and you beat Missouri, whose last couple of games against really quality teams, Tennessee and Ole Miss, they could have beaten either one of those two teams, only to come to this game. In the second half, it never felt like, outside of the first few minutes, they were even going to come back and make this a game, despite it only being about a 10-point lead. You never felt like Arkansas was going to lose any momentum. And the way Battle played, are you kidding me? I mean, my goodness. So, all right, let's go over the numbers here. Let's talk about just what's part of the issue here for Missouri. 20 of 51 certainly doesn't help. They shoot 39%. They were 5 of 19. Again, I thought Arkansas did a pretty good job of pushing them off the perimeter. They're 26% outside, and then Mizzou does shoot outstanding at the free throw line, 28 of 30. That's 93.3%. They didn't get a lot of bench production. They're not a deep team. They're smaller, and they're not a deep team. Their overall quality. Did I think they were going to be better than this? Yeah, I did. I think a lot of people thought they were at least a top 7, top 6, at best top 6 program in the SEC, considering what Gates managed to do last year with Missouri, and then with some additions, you thought, okay, they're going to be pretty good. I mean, my God, East went off for 33 points. I told you guys yesterday, he's turned it around, and yet it's still just not good enough. 33 points. You have 3 of your starting 5 in double digits with your leading scorer with 33, and yet you still probably should have lost this game by more than you did. Arkansas ends up winning 88-73, but still, like, you felt like Arkansas could have broke 95, 100 points in this game easily, especially with the way the way Battle played. So Yeah, you've got to give a lot of respect to Carter. Played really well, despite the fact that dude should have been playing with 4 fouls. Thought he got away with quite a bit tonight, but again, not very many people did. These officials were blowing whistles left and right. He ended up with 8.7 boards, kind of close to a double-double. Bates goes for 11 with 6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. Again, East with 33 points. He did turn the ball over 4 times, but a couple assists and 3 boards. Vanover did get to play a little bit. He ended up with just 5 rebounds, but with just 2 points and 1 turnover. Arkansas, what did they do right? They did a lot right, and it starts with pretty decent bench supply here. Bench helping out. You had 16 points from your bench. I thought Blocker defensively played decent, but Mitchell, without a doubt, who is, by the way, that was the question for the prediction on this game. Who's the leading scorer off the bench? It is Mitchell easily. 13 points, 6 boards, 3 assists for him. Believe it or not, Arkansas only with 2 blocks. That's like a shock for Arkansas. If you've watched Arkansas this year, for them to only have 2 blocks, you're talking about the best shot blocking team in the country. Isn't that wild with the depth they have and with guys like Mark, how well Mark has played. Ellis has come along a little bit lately. Obviously, Battle playing a little bit better. You got to kind of look over the numbers a little bit for him, the way Mitchell's played lately. And yet they're 14-13, just 5-9 in conference play. Isn't that wild? But anyways, yeah, I thought overall you got a little bit of help from your bench. You only had 3 players in double digits. They were all low digits outside of Battle. Mark with 10. Mark, again, started off bad. He got 9 of his 10 points in the second half. Mitchell with 13 points. This one just was – it was like Battle taking on Missouri, but he got quite a few of those points from the free throw line. How about 14-14 for Battle? 48% shooting, 25 of 52. They were 40% outside off 25 attempts. I think that's a high for them on the year based off 25 or more attempts outside to shoot 40%. That I'm pretty sure that's the highest. Check me if I'm wrong there. 10 of 25. 28 of 34 you're happy with. That's almost 82.5%. You could live with that, obviously. I like the 7 offensive boards. I like the 32 over 27 on the rebounds. What I'm in love with in this game, 16 assists to just 5 turnovers. That's a recipe for success. And someone scoring 42 points. That's the recipe for success. How often has Arkansas done this year on either of those fronts? Someone scoring, that amount of points and also having a 16-2 assist to turnover ratio. Or 16-5 turnover ratio, assist to turnover ratio. It's not happened, and it's a recipe for success. Yes, it helps that you did it against a shitty, horrible Missouri basketball team, but still, it's nice to see a little bit of, the elbow grease being applied to Arkansas's effort on the floor. We have some crazy takes in Discord. Kopecky talking about, teams would play harder, other teams would play harder as bad as – I'm assuming that was directed at Arkansas basketball. You never know with Kopecky. But that's very evident of someone who's not watching the games lately. Arkansas has absolutely – again, they're putting in the elbow grease, baby. They're playing much better, a much better brand of basketball, and it's a recipe for success. It's why Arkansas's or why they're winning these games. It's why they just beat the hell out of Missouri. Again, probably could have won this thing 95-73, considering how well they played in the second half. Again, there were moments in the first half it was ugly ball, but they found a way. They dug in deep, and the effort was absolutely there. I'm loving the 28 of 34 at the line. I really like the 10 out of 25, even though that's not who they are. And what's funny is Musselman didn't want to have that. That's not what he wanted out of Arkansas today, and that's what he got, and it ends up being the reason why you win. Battle, obviously. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Here we go. All right. Whoops. Battle. Easily. There's no contest. 11 of 15 overall, 6 of 10, 60% shooting outside, 14 of 14 at the line, 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, no turnovers, 42 points. That is insane. These numbers are just insane. That's player of the week in the SEC easily. Maybe even national honors coming out of this game. Be on the lookout for that. What an incredible game by Battle. It's not every day you get a player shooting just 42 or knocking down 42 points. But going 14 of 14 at the line against shooting 60%, 11 of 15 overall, no turnovers, 6 boards, 1 assist, incredible game. Easily this very heavy chain, I will gladly, because it's totally real and totally not made of plastic, I will gladly wear this chain on Battle's behalf. What a game by him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ought to be pumped for this kind of effort tonight. Let me get caught up on chat. Yeah, Mason Jones is the last player to score 40 plus. That is correct. Imagine if Battle played well the first 10 games of SEC play. We would have at least 3 more wins, says Unbiased Brim. Man, you're not lying. Just incredible performance. I nearly made this a call-in show because I wanted Brim's takes. I wanted some Brim takes, but I'm glad you're in chat doing it. Rob R, howdy all, and Mr. Ty, what's going on, man? Yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button. How do we only have 28? Come on, guys. We're better than that. Come on. That's Mizzou-like performance on the like button, right? We got to bring that up a few notches. We could do better than 28 likes. Devo did fine defensively, but the shot is the opposite of wet. Wait, what? What does that mean? The shot is okay. All right, yeah. Don't like Buzz Williams. Kind of gives me Bruce Pearl vibes. No. Bruce Pearl. No. I disagree. I like Buzz. I think he's the man for the job over there. Love Devo, but he's lost 75% of his game. It certainly feels like something. It is very hard to describe what's happened to him. Devo ends up 2 of 8 overall, 0 of 4 outside. I mean, obviously, when he shoots the 3 this year, you're not really you feel like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. What are you doing? He does go 4 for 4 at the line. He had 2 offensive boards, which was the second highest for Arkansas. Actually, it was the tied for the second highest of the game. There's no way to really, you've got to celebrate the thing that he did do well. Again, he had 8 points. I mean, he came, as much as we want to kind of hate on the guy, you don't love his fouls. And listen, he was 2 points shy of double digits. He was 8 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. I mean, as much as we want to, start just hating on him, I mean, or hating on his effort, I should say, he ends up with 8, 6, and 8. 8 rebounds, 6 boards. We're just going to do it in that line. 8 boards, 6 assists, and 8 points. That's not a bad game, just 2 turnovers. But it's not like we're seeing this as much as we would like to. And I do agree that his game has taken a step back a little bit, actually quite a bit this year. It's somewhat surprising. And he gets a little animated after the fouls, after he's called for a foul. I mean, I think he thought he was playing pretty clean defensive ball. And I thought his effort defensively today was good. I don't know if I heard the I don't remember if it was the broadcast on television or if it was Chuck and Coach Z. I did a bit of both because I had to run to Brahms to go get a bag of burgers from Brahms. By the way, hell of a deal. Not bad burgers either. But I was listening to the broadcast, so I don't remember who said it, but they said that Muss made the claim that we're not going to try the 3 ball. We want to get our points up and around the rim, and instead they end up again going to the 25. I mean, you get a whole bunch of points from outside. I mean, if that happens, Battle doesn't go 6 of 10 outside. He doesn't shoot 60%. So there are some things again that we can obviously complain about. I'm a little bit surprised that just the 26 points in the paint. I would have guessed, considering the last time you played Missouri, what happened was Arkansas scored 56 points in the paint the last time these two met up. 56 points, and I'm pretty sure that's a high no matter the opponent this year for Arkansas. And today it's again it's 26. points off turns, 13. Arkansas had six second chance points with 7 offensive boards, 13 fast break points. They were 10 of 16 on layups. You guys, was that blocker at the end of the game that missed that layup? I was right in the middle of getting the stream going, and I had just flipped back over to the game to see the final seconds, and I'm pretty sure that was blocker that missed that layup. And I think that's what upset Mizzou, what upset Gates was that moment. But oh Lord, please cry harder. Arkansas goes 0 for 1 on dunks, by the way. This game was tied 5 different times. Arkansas took the lead of 6. Just much better basketball, and a very good way of showing that not only can we keep a lead, but we can actually tack onto our lead and hold it. So, yeah, I mean, we could say, well, there's plenty of things to criticize, but was impressed. I mean, come on, you won quite easily in this game. You got to be thrilled about maybe they are possibly turning a corner just a little bit. Missouri is bad. You will get no argument from me about Missouri. You have a shot here of going on a 3-game conference win. This is their first back-to-back conference wins. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? We're at the end of February, and Arkansas's just now getting their back-to-back conference wins. That's just nuts. Maybe they can put 3 together here. Vanderbilt coming to town on Tuesday. It's an 8 p.m. game against another really bad team in the SEC, and then after that, they've got to go on the road, take on Kentucky on Saturday inside Rupp Arena at 12:30. And then they'll complete their season Wednesday and Saturday. So LSU. So after Kentucky, you got LSU and Bama. I'm sorry. After Vanderbilt, you've got at Kentucky, LSU, and then at Bama, and you'll end the regular season on March 9th in Tuscaloosa. And then you start the SEC tournament, which will be Wednesday, March 13th. Who knows what happens? I don't know. Blocker 3-point shot is beautiful. It's really high. Really high shot. Enjoy the win and back-to-back wins. Woo Pig says Dave Hardy. Hey, you got to take it where you could get it, right? Glad Missouri didn't get their first win on us. Yeah, it's not going to happen against Arkansas. Missouri's got to settle for a sweep against the Razorbacks, and I love it. I'm here for it. No matter how bad things got, they still weren't as bad as what was going on in Missouri. Isn't it wonderful? Now they're going to do it in baseball. Arkansas is going to sweep Missouri in baseball in Fayetteville. At the very least, they're going to win that series. I mean, that feels like a given, but you never know. Never know, but with Dave Van Horn, you feel like you know. Missouri fans really hanging that hat on one sport, aren't they? That's all they got. That's all they are. They had one great year in football, and, all of a sudden that's all they're going to pay attention to. What's basketball? We don't know nothing about that. What did Philip White say? Philip, you're on to something. What about his 3-point shot with blocker? He's only made 2 all year. Is that did I hear that right? I knew it wasn't very many, but I swear I heard them say on the broadcast he's only made 2 all year, and today was his first one in Fayetteville. Blocker 3, whistle for 15 seconds, then make explosion noises. Oh, man. We went out, win 2 in the tournament, says Chris Cox. Yeah. He said we win national championship with rainbow threes. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He might be onto something. Cheesy Skull says it genuinely makes me think that Devo left for mental health reasons. You could see how hard he is on himself. Yeah, I mean, he kind of you could yeah, I agree. You could see when the guy, he's one of those who wears his emotions on his sleeves a little bit. Right? That's why he's sometimes he sells a little bit. He'll sell on a foul. Ellis got the gold chain. No, he did not get the gold chain. Ellis was he did end up +6, by the way, but Battle was +18. Devo was +15 or 15 off the plus minus. Tremont Mark at 14. Mekhi Mitchell at 19. Ellis is he played the point pretty well. I mean, he played it pretty well. He didn't have, I think he only ended up with maybe 2 assists today, but I don't know if you want to call him a glue guy, but when he fouled out, they asked on the broadcast, what do they do at the point guard position? Really didn't matter. And they're right. Just get the ball to Battle. It's really not that hard. I really hope he continues. Imagine if these things kind of all come together, and you might ask, what do you mean by that? Well, if Mitchell can continue to play at the level he's been playing at. Listen, did he have a big time game? No, but it wasn't bad. All right? It wasn't bad. 13 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 6 boards. No blocks, which is rare for him to have those kind of numbers and not have at least a block or 2. You have him playing at the level. We saw Brazil. Brazil got a couple minutes on the floor, I think. What did they give him? I thought he had at least 3 minutes. He had 4 minutes on the floor. Maybe you get him in some kind of shape. I don't know. But if he can continue his upward trend in the way that he's played lately, Mark, who was nowhere to be found until the second half, and he scores 9 second half points. He ends up with 10. He still has 3 assists, 6 boards. If you get the version of Tremont Mark that we've seen lately, I don't know what to expect out of Battle from here on out. But if he can continue on this upward trend, you're supposed to get Minifeld and possibly Graham back here in the next couple of games. Anything can happen. So that's what we're talking about. You combine all these forces. It's like Captain Planet, right? It's like combine all your rings, and you get this phenomenal play on. Well, I should say phenomenal, but you get a really good brand of ball that could be played if you can combine all these forces together. We just haven't seen it enough this year. Very inconsistent. Maybe they're finding some consistency, and Mark disappears. Mitchell doesn't have quite the game that we thought he would have. And then what happens? Battle goes off for 42 points. It's nice to know, okay, they're looking for that number 2 guy. And lately it really has been Mark or Mitchell, but now you've got another guard that's adding into the mix. Ellis's game has been better. It may not show up on the stat sheet, but it has been a little bit better. It's enough that he's getting more minutes on the floor. Lawson has kind of vanished this year. He ended up with 10 minutes, just 1 point. He ends up in the -6 category there. He didn't really do much. 0 for 2. Brazil did not take a shot. Davenport shoots 50%. He was 1 of 3 outside. They were looking for, and I think that's kind of been part of the missing. That's been lately. Again, it's either Mark or maybe Graham or Mark and Mitchell. We haven't seen enough of somebody else at the guard spot, another guy, maybe a wing or someone outside to really catch fire. And if they could combine all these things together from here on out, see some consistency. Again, you beat Mizzou with just 26 points in the paint. I mean, last time, this is how you dominated them. Instead, it was the other way. You played outside in, not inside out, which is fantastic. You beat them both ways. That's something good to see. And listen, there's no doubt Missouri game planned differently. Gates thought, well, we're not gonna give them any easy shots inside. No easy looks. It's gonna be difficult to drive to the iron. You're not gonna beat us off the dribble drive, even though Arkansas did do a little bit of that again, coming down to Battle. But Arkansas got red hot outside and at the free throw line, and there's just nothing really Mizzou could do. Just really good brand of ball. I enjoyed it. Lawson half speed. Lawson has nothing in his bag. Question of the day: who had the more impressive game? Oh, Battle or Hagen Smith? Oh, that's a poll. I'm gonna say that when you think about it, You haven't had anyone score 50 or 40 plus in like 4 years. That's a really good question, but I think it would lean towards Hagen. It'd probably be pretty easy to go to Hagen Smith, but I know there's some diehards out there that would go the other way around. That's actually a really good question. Let's make that a poll here. Hold on. Start poll. Who had the better game? I'm typing this fast, so pardon me if I mess up on the spelling. Hang on. What did Battle have again? 40 what? 40 it's 42. Yeah, 42 points. Hagen Smith with 17 Ks. And for those of you who have no idea what that is, it's strikeouts. There we go. You know what? That might be a poll in our community page. I would vote Hagen Smith, and it probably seems fairly obvious, but I think it's a pretty good question, though. 42 points. Again, and that's not the only thing. If I'm going to make a case for Battle, 0 turnovers, because I couldn't type all this out in that answer sheet or on that answer. 42 points, 0 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 assist, 6 boards, 100% at the free throw line, 14 of 14, 60% outside shooting, 6 of 10, 11 of 15 overall shooting. I mean, that's outstanding. But then you look at Hagen Smith, 17 strikeouts. The list goes on and on. Hagen was unreal. Oregon State, you got that revenge game, baby. You got that revenge game. This could be a really good weekend for Arkansas athletics. Could be a really good weekend. If you could sweep down in Texas, you got Michigan tomorrow. We know they've got Okie Light tonight at, I think it's 7 o'clock tonight. Flow Sports. Yeah, 17 Ks against a number 7 team. That is true. I like I said, I would go Hagen Smith, but that's a good poll. I was walking back from the Hyper. Oh my, I haven't been to the Hyper in 20-something years. Last night, and some frat guys were saying Hagen Smith, and I did not know at that time. I found out. This is Michael Hargis. Love the flow, by the way. I haven't been to the Hyper building. I'm surprised that building is still up. I'm not going to lie to you. What up, Ty? Like the new dude. Appreciate you, Josh. Thanks, man. Yeah. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to manage when I get up in the morning. I'll tell you that much. Great weekend so far. Let's see if Arkansas can get that dub. Look at that. You guys are killing this poll. There's 100 people in here, and we're only at 30 votes or 26 votes. Get your vote in. If you're just listening on your headphones, pick up your phone really fast and just click one or the other. Khalif Battle or Hagen Smith, 17 strikeouts versus a top 10 team on a neutral field. That is insane. Or Khalif Battle, and I just kind of laid it out there for you. It wasn't just the 42 points. 6 boards, 100% at the free throw line, 60% outside. That's 6 of 10 shooting at 3-point range. That's incredible. Ty looking like Tom Cruise. Yeah, if Tom Cruise really liked cupcakes. 1980s, according to Little Rock people, that the Hyper was built. I don't know. I'm just surprised it's still around. It's got to be older than that. Hold up, really? 1980s? No, for real? I thought the Hyper was built like in the early 70s. I really don't know. It looks like it needs to be torn down. I mean, it is legit like an eyesore. I hate to say it, especially next to all those wonderful new upgraded facilities or the Jones, the nutrition center over there. 42 points against 0-13. I hear you, Ashton. I hear you, but we're talking about just the individual performance. I hear what you're saying. To be fair, we don't know if Oregon State is actually a really good team or not. We don't know. It's really early in the season. Who knows? I thought they looked pretty good. They're fielding. They're a pretty good team. They only made a couple. Only a couple of times where I wasn't really impressed. But how are you not? Like, you can't be too mad if you're an Oregon State fan because Hagen Smith is him. Hagen Smith is incredible. There's a reason why they've talked about him being a first rounder. Tonight you're going to have Tigert on the mound. It's going to be very fascinating. I hope I'm going to be at a wedding. I don't know how much of the game I'm going to miss. Hopefully not very much. I told my wife, I was like, look, don't get me wrong. I'm here for support. Love my family. But I do want to go home and catch some of that game tonight. Hagen Smith recorded 18 outs. 17 of them were strikeouts. That's right. That's right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a little buzz going last night watching the game. So, but I kind of thought Hagen had another inning in him, but I understood why Dave pulled him. I understand why Dave pulled him, but I kind of thought he had another inning. All right, I do appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure you join our Discord where it's awesome. I love our Discord. It's not just Arkansas athletics. We also talk a little. We got a nerd chat. We do all sorts of stuff. I text you the scores of the. Dad, who you yelling at? Why are you all caps, Dad? Let's win out, Hog Hoops. I'm still on board, baby. And you guys know, win or lose, I'm going to be here for these post games. I'm going to be here. All right. And if you haven't already, also consider joining Patreon. Here's the Patreon link. Remember, we're doing giveaways. We're doing giveaways on Patreon. You got to be subscribed to Patreon, but we are doing giveaways. Legendary status members will have a shot at some really cool. There's some opportunities here. Mason Jones, autograph. Mason Jones right there, autograph right there. You see it. We've still got the Traylon Burks, the Chrome rookie card. Here's a cool one. Felix Jones, autographed, for you Cowboy fans. That is a game-worn cut of the jersey there, according to the card. I may need to reread that. Oh, my gosh, that is so. The enclosed piece of material were cut from authentic items personally worn or used by Felix Jones on May 17th at the NFL Players Rookie Premiere. The authentic event-worn used items were obtained and are guaranteed by Don Russ Playoff LP. Again, there it is for you Cowboy fans. Autographed. You know about the Traylon Burks. Traylon Burks. That is not worn by Burks, by the way. That's not a game-worn jersey, but that autograph is real. This is number 9 of 10 on that series. And then, I don't know if I showed you guys this yet or not, but I got my hands on this bad boy right here, Alex Collins, autographed Alex Collins card. So you got to be a Patreon supporter to get in on these giveaways. That's a legendary, all autographed cards. You got to be in the legendary status membership club. And we might have an announcement here coming up on what we're giving away for next month on the legendary status. For next month. So that means you got to be a legendary status member this month or a Patreon member, because we also have Patreon giveaways as well for $4 donors and $8 donors. So it's not just the 20 and up, but the 20 and up have a shot at getting an autographed card. All right. That's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, join Patreon. Show some support for a small, local, independent YouTube channel, not affiliated with any major website. It's just me. It's just your boy. And consider joining our Discord, because that's where everything goes down. That's where everything happens. So, yeah, including when we group up to defend democracy on Helldivers 2. PS5, PC, only $40. You got to come join us. It's been a lot of fun. Let's end this poll here really quick. What are we at? It wasn't quite as bad as I thought. Look at this. Just 53% have Hagen Smith's 17 strikeouts over Battle at 46%. That's a hell of a lot closer than I thought that would be. Again, I would have voted Hagen, but we're going to have to make that a community. We're going to have to make that a community poll. That is really close. Ty, who do you think returns to the basketball team next year? With people keep on talking about Muss leaving, you could throw him in there. I don't know, but I will say I think there's a possibility that if Muss does come back, there could be a possibility of some players hitting the portal that you wouldn't expect. I think that is something that could happen. I think either way, Muss stays or goes, I think you're probably going to see some guys in the portal, whether that's by design, by Muss and his staff, or if that's just players who just want opportunities elsewhere. I think one way or another, you're going to see guys in the portal. I don't know who comes back. I would like to see Bay Fall, and I know Fall feels like the kind of guy that needs a couple more years. I fully get that, and I understand. I would love to see him stick it out because I think by the time he's ready because I think he could be a pro guy. I'm not saying a first rounder, but I do think he could be a pro player, and I think he could be a heavy contributor. I'd like to see Blocker back. I don't know. We're gonna have to sit down and discuss all that. When the season's over with, then we can kind of take it one step at a time. So again, I appreciate you guys. Consider joining Patreon. Please join the Discord. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to go get ready for a wedding. So again, congrats to Battle. I'm wearing the gold chain on his behalf. What a performance. I ought to be wearing this for just assume I'm wearing it for Hagen Smith as well. What a game by him. 17 strikeouts against Oregon State. I think Oregon State's a pretty good baseball team. I'll just say that. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.